You have introduced yourself. I am Bongo Isaac.
I am Bongo Isaac.
You vegetarian?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, behold how good and how pleasant it is for our brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that run down upon the beard, even here on beard that went down to the skirt of his garment. As the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that I sending upon the mountain of Zion, for there the Almighty Rastafari, come on his blessing, even love and life forevermore. So let these words of our mouth and the meditation within our heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Jah Rastafari. You art our strength and our Redeemer. You liveth and reigneth forever and ever. Your word without end, Idian Sealer, Jah Rastafari, our divine majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Sealer.
Oh, give thanks, Bongo Isaac,
Yes, sir.
for psalms and the prayer
Yes.
that you give. In this time, is Ethiopian Christmas coming on,
Yes.
and we are here to give a reasoning on the importance and significance
Yes.
of the Ethiopian Christmas and how Nyabingi celebrate this Christmas.
Yes.
But first I'll read speech of His Majesty on religion. His Majesty says that God's reasoning differs from that of man. It is only when a people strike an even balance between scientific progress and spiritual and moral advancement that it can be said to possess a wholly perfect and complete personality. It is only when the human mind is guided by religion and morality that man can acquire the necessary vision to put all his ingenious inventions and contributions to really useful and beneficial purposes. Progress without religion is just like life surrounded by unknown perils and can be compared to a body without a soul. Discipline of the mind is a basic ingredient of genuine morality and therefore of spiritual strength. Now is the time when sincere belief in man's kingship of God must be the foundation for all man's effort.
Man kingship
Yes.
of God.
Of man kingship to God
To God.
must be the foundation for all man's effort for enlightenment and learning.
Most natural.
Thanks be to Jah,
Most
Rastafari. So we look on the teaching of His Majesty,
Yes.
which guide us.
So true.
Then let me read about Ethiopian Christmas for the enlightenment of ones.
Yeah.
Because without knowledge, we perish.
True, true.
We can't think and imagine things
No.
and function how we think it should be.
No.
Is how it should be.
True, true.
How do we celebrate Christmas in Ethiopia? Ethiopian, especially the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, still use the old Julian calendar, so they celebrate Christmas on January 7th, not December 25th. The Christmas celebration in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is called Ghenna. Most people go to church on Christmas.
Yeah.
So, Ethiopia, and especially the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, still use the old Julian calendar, so they celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January, not December 25th, as we said before. The Christmas celebration in Ethiopian Orthodox Church is called Ghenna, or we say that also, just to reinforce. Many people take part in a special Advent fast. during the 43 days before Christmas. It started on 25th of December, 25th of November, and is known as the Fast of Prophets. During this time, traditionally only one vegan meal is eaten each day. It's a vegan meal because during the fast, food including meat, dairy, eggs, and wine aren't eaten. For Ghana, people get dressed in white. Most people wear traditional garments called netela. It's a thin white cotton piece of cloth with bright colored stripes across the end. It's worn like a shawl or toga. If you live in a big city, big town or city, you may wear Western clothes. People go to church mass on Christmas Eve at 6 p.m. and the service finished at 3 a.m. on Christmas Day. The Ethiopian capital is Addis Ababa. It's a modern city. Most people who live outside big cities live in round houses made of mud plastered walls which have thatched cone-shaped roofs. Sometimes houses in the country are rectangular and made of stone. The design of the Ethiopian church is similar to the house in the country. They were often very old and have been carved out of rock. In cities, modern churches are built in 3 circles, each within the other. The choir sings from outer circle. Everyone who goes to church from a Ghana celebration is given a candle. The people walk around the church 3 times, a solemn procession holding the candles. Then they go to the second circle, standing during the service. The men and boys are separated from the women and girls. The center circle is most important and the holy place in the church, where the priest serves the Holy Communion or Mass. It's also a traditional that one of the wise men who visited Jesus come from Ethiopia.
Most natural.
Around the time of Ghana, most men and boys play a game. It's also called Ghana. It is played with curved stick and a round wooden ball, a bit like hockey. Traditional Christmas foods in Ethiopia including what? Which is thick spicy stew that contains meat, vegetables, and sometimes eggs. That's the food. 12 days after Ghana, on 9th January, Ethiopians started 3-day celebration of Timkat. It celebrates the baptism of Jesus.
Yes, 3 days
after Ghana.
After Ghana, called it what?
Timkat.
So Timkat is our baptism festival.
Celebrating Timkat, celebrating the baptism of Jesus. Right? The children walk to church services in a procession. They wear the crowns and robes of the church, youth groups that they belong to. Adults wear their garments. The priests wear red and white robes and carry embroidered fringed umbrellas. Yeah. Therefore, Bongo Isaac, as Rastafari, we celebrate the Ethiopian Christmas. Because we say we are Rastafari and we are maintaining Ethiopian traditional customs. Yes. Do we follow what I just read in the principle of what is done in Ethiopia in your life, from your lifetime coming up?
Well, not totally. And when I say not totally, for enough of this cultural administration of the church were not revealed to many of I and I, the Rastafari community. Even until this day, personally, is a few of I and I would speak of the Orthodox Church and with its celebration. Like when Ruth said Ethiopian Christmas, it would say then Ethiopian Orthodox Christmas.
Okay.
For where the Orthodox is like in Russia, Russian Orthodox Christians, Greek Orthodox Christmas, the Greek people, where the Orthodox Church observe it said way as Ethiopia, as Greek Orthodox Christmas.
Yes.
In Jerusalem, where the Orthodox Church is, the people observe it as Jerusalem Orthodox Christmas.
Okay.
So that is for the Christian bodies of people. For you know, in Jerusalem, you have Judaism.
But Bongo Isaac, the Christian body of people,
Mm-hmm.
we are celebrating Ethiopian Christmas. Is not that a Christian celebration Rastafari is doing?
Yes, it is for the throne. Ethiopia become a Christian country from the 4th century
In the 4th century.
AD. When Philip baptized Ethiopian, you know. Not money ever and I, as Rastafari and brethren, know that,
Saying,
which you know myself. So when I even speak of Ethiopian Christmas, see, and baptism, you have enough Rastafari and brethren. Grieve! And I use this word freely from my heart because this thing that I see.
but Bongo Isaac, His Majesty gave us three gifts.
Yes.
Such a money land grant.
First of all.
He sent the Ethiopian Orthodox Church to Jamaica.
Yes.
And he gave the Ethiopian World Federation.
Yes, the World Federation did give him even before the land grant in Ethiopia.
Yes, from 1937.
Name Richardson.
Right. His Majesty came to Jamaica and said the Jamaicans and Ethiopians are blood brothers.
True.
What we are seeing today, is it just a lip service to Ethiopia? Not following the tradition, but following our own mind into what we do, but having sentiments of Ethiopia.
Yes, through ignorance of mine, I will use that word plainly. See? Because enough of her and I don't go through the Ethiopian history
Yes.
to know these things. And when one observes certain Ethiopian history like Kibra-Nagas, Feta-Nagas, Ethiopic cultural history, and you speak these things amongst the congregation, I see that it casts silent
Okay.
amongst us.
You do not please.
No! But I, Bongo Isaac, will live for the truth,
Saying,
and I will speak it freely wheresoever I go, for that was I mine. See, I would love to go to Scotch Pass in the observation of the Ethiopian Christmas.
for Bongo Isaac. How many Ethiopian Christmas you have attended? Do you see any change? Or you just seeing just Naya Bingi playing drums for days?
That is the most thing that keep up amongst you and I. No divine, historic, and prophetic reasoning. It is the truth, you know. And the truth must be spoken.
Yeah.
See, if enough man don't want to hear no divine reasoning.
What it says, the people are dressed in white.
Yes.
Most wear traditional garments with a thin white piece of cloth with brightly colored stripes across the ends. Right? There's a dress code about Ethiopian Christmas. So you have to have something that takes you out on that day that show a difference from the other days.
Yes. So that is the culture of the Ethiopian people.
Yes, and we should practice the same.
Naturally.
Rastafari would say we are a government within a government, we are Ethiopian in exile.
Yeah.
We should practice, we should at least know the tradition and culture.
Yes. Of the Ethiopian people.
Of the Ethiopian people. So when we are celebrating, we are being a part of their celebration. You know?
Naturally.
But how we do it is different.
Yes, it is different.
It's much different. It says that it's our tradition that one of the wise men who visited Jesus came from Ethiopia.
Yes, that was Balsha, king of Ethiopia, who bring more.
So therefore, Bongo Isaac, Ethiopian Christmas is the birth of the Savior.
Yes.
On that day of Ethiopian Christmas celebration, do you think when one say the name Jesus Christus, will there be a fire burn? Burn Jesus and burn God?
Yes, because of ignorance. And when I say because of ignorance, brethren, lack the knowledge of the observation of Ethiopian Christmas, which I would call it Ethiopian Orthodox Christmas.
Yes.
That observe, and we observe it. And as the eye blocking these words, speaking these words, I don't hear no one of my brethren speak of the attiredment of our garment. As the I read it
Yeah,
here
it
now.
was white.
Yes.
Or a shawl.
Yes.
With stripes.
Yes.
With gold and green, we see.
Yes. Young may see a few brethren are born in white, which would symbolize purity then.
Right. So, perhaps the most unique aspect of the Ethiopian Christmas tradition is that associated with a sport called Ghenna, which is widely played during the holy season. According to Ethiopian legend, when the shepherds of the biblical Christmas story were informed of the birth of the Messiah, they expressed their overwhelming joy by using their staff to break into a spontaneous game that resembles field hockey.
Yes.
So there's also a game
that symbolizes hockey. You know, see, I said that to read that word, my head crying over.
Why?
Because I come across it already.
Okay.
I have that from the forgot book of Eden, that Christ was born in the cave, and the cave was called a hen still. And when the angels speak unto the shepherd and tell them that the child was born, that were the thing that the angel do with their rod.
See?
Use it like how you would say, I have a rod with a hook stick and got it and licking the stone like hockey. I come across those knowledge. And come across those knowledge, Bongo. And to go into the congregation of the Rastafari community, and when you speak that, it coming like you are saying something strange.
But do they know what they are celebrating in real hard facts now?
Well, I would say they have not known the culture or the culturalization of the attiredment towards the celebration.
And what the meaning of the celebration.
Most natural. See, that it included, for that is what the Christian I say, I would love to ask the congregation, what is the significance of Ethiopian Christmas to us?
Right.
The Rastafari.
The Rastafari would say they don't conform with 25th of December.
Yes.
So they have their own, which is the 7th of January. So it must be a difference in both, you know. You have to see something different.
True, true.
Because we see, because Christmas just gone, I see it's a festivity.
Yes, festivity.
Commerce,
Yes,
selling and
taking over.
seeing. So there must be a difference on the 7th of January.
Yes.
What we do, higher morality, more spirituality.
True, true.
So if you're looking at the same just as the Christ, the name being called for 25th of December.
Natural.
But for us, it's a higher level. Jesus Christus.
Yes, yes.
Higher level, and we know God man. So there must be a way that we show a difference.
Yes.
It's not about chanting a bingy alone, you know.
No.
Because every time we go the same bingy, we hear. So there must be a difference on that day.
True, true.
Not true?
True, true.
Okay. Although Ghenna is observed by the Christians across Ethiopia, the most famous Christian Christmas celebrated are available according to historical Lalabella. Where crowd up to 100,000 pilgrims flock to watch immaculately dressed Orthodox clergy performing the worship, lying in the steep ledges surrounding the famous rock-hewn churches carved out of over 800 years. Accomplished by slowly building tempo of traditional church drums, metallic synth drums, and pilgrims clapping, lead the crowd into an intensely moving musical performance about the birth of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So the Christmas, we would say, is Haile Selassie the second advent. Don't?
Yeah, it is.
So we have to celebrate the birth life of Haile Selassie. How do we celebrate?
Well, we have to celebrate it within the set culturalness of the activity of the Ethiopian people. And not only in a formation of our mind, But we should get up to the full knowledge and consciousness of our mind to know the historicness of the celebration when it comes to this specific day, the 7th of January, as Ethiopian Orthodox Christmas.
Yes.
And to know how our ancient forefather in Ethiopia celebrated, and even presently now, and His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, how he celebrated also. And the priests in the church, how they celebrated.
But do you think Rastafari don't want to be the Ethiopian Orthodox Church?
No, none of Rastafari.
And whatever the church provides, they say, no, we're Rasta, you're Orthodox. We do our own thing, so we just bingy and what we do. But still you take the Orthodox things in as a part of your own.
True.
So how do you do it?
Well, that's why it needs sensitization. To sensitize our mind of that ancient cultural culture of Ethiopian Orthodox Church. So that's why His Majesty sent the church here. And when he bring the church here, the priest, the Archman Drake, said to the brethren in Kingston, that was in Ebenezer Church alone, that was the top side back of water, on the Panistone Road, said the priest, said His Majesty sent the church here for all Jamaican, but especially you, the Rassis, that we, the Rastafari community, may know the divine culture and secular culture of administration of Ethiopia, how the Ethiopian people culturalize themselves and observe the Ethiopian Orthodox Christmas.
Right, because that'll be good, because let me read a little more. People who congregate receive candles as they enter the church.
All right.
After lighting the candles, everyone walks around the church 3 times, then stands throughout the Mass, which may last up to 3 hours. In Ethiopia, Christmas Day on the 7th of January, so-called Christmas Eve, the city is crowded with pilgrims from all parts of the country. They remain outdoors all night, praying and chanting.
Yes.
In the morning, a colorful procession takes its way to the nearby hilltop where a service is held. The young men march at the head of the crowd, lashing whips from left to right and keep the people in line. Those who worship are fed with bread and wine that has been blessed by the priest. After the service is over, the rest of the day is spent dancing and playing sports and feasting. It's a full activity.
Full activity.
You see?
Yes.
It is not just to sit, like all we do, sing the same old songs, people having bad vibes, because we know that, we don't go around the thing, and it's not Ethiopian culture.
No. For especially upon that day. Like the prophecy would say then, when we come into the house of the Almighty, Rastafari, and if our heart we have against another brethren, we should leave our gift at the altar.
Yes.
So our divine gift is thanksgiving.
True.
Go find our brethren that we have touched against and compromise it then. Then come in the tabernacle now and offer up our spiritual gift. But don't need in the tabernacle. We are in the tabernacle, so we are worshipping, and our heart is not with one another.
So therefore, Bongo Isaac, the Nyabingi is a priesthood order.
Natural.
With priests, including the high priest.
True.
Do you think that they are lacking in duties not to set these things right, or they don't know of it?
Good question. They don't know of it, Bongo. See? And why? Because they never being the choose priests. Priests don't choose that way even in Ethiopia originally.
See?
See? A priest were chosen from he was 7-year-old
Yes.
in Ethiopia.
Mhm.
Teach divine priesthood order. See? In your youthful days.
Yes.
So when you taught that from in your youthful days, and when you become a big man then, call it that way, you will remember your duty to perform. And it's the priest that's supposed to control the congregation, and not another brethren come and dictating unto the priest what him should do. That would be a man priest choose by man.
So in that sense, our priest is lacking in many
greatly
ways.
higher to the divine and the cultural preceptical order in Ethiopia, as how Ethiopia perform.
So who trained being a priest in his duties? Where get him training from?
Good question. You know Rasta, what I always say, and I know. It was just a voluntary priest, you know.
You can't volunteer to be a priest.
No.
Just so.
I wonder, so well, I will volunteer to be a priest.
Just so?
It cannot go
No
that
background
way.
training anything.
No training.
And that's what the Bible says.
No. You have to train to be a priest and to have discipline. The priest supposed to be a disciplined person. See? For him is the representative of the people.
The shepherd.
The shepherd of the people spiritually is there to guide the people. See? And him is there to open the procession.
Much less you have 7, you know.
Yes. But what I see with the 7 priests, that even in the near being yours,
Yeah.
I don't see no divine action being. And if I thought that brethren would,
So we should abandon the priesthood then.
and we cannot abandon the
So what we
procession.
should do was the solution, Bongo Isaac.
I see the solution of it is to bring the house generally to this reality, like how they is reading, you know, the cultural administration of Ethiopian
When it comes to
Christmas.
events, round,
Yes,
celebrations, and what
yes,
they should do.
Yes, and the priesthood order, the responsibility of the priest.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
They, as brethren, who accept the priesthood order, should know these procedures
Of course.
and administer it in the congregation of the people.
Because knowledge is power, you know.
Yes,
And the people need a sense of direction.
natural.
And we cannot compromise historical facts
No.
to shoot ourselves.
No.
Because people watching, people learning, and when in the case of an Ethiopian, born in Ethiopia, come to an Arab being and see how we celebrate Ethiopian Christmas, what impression do you think he will get in his mind?
That we are ignorant of the cultural administration of Ethiopia. How Ethiopian observe Ethiopian Christmas then. That we don't know of it. Okay.
But there's enough guidelines in the Bongo Isaac.
Yes.
Come we just reading some text of procedure, of candles,
Yes.
of robe,
Yes, and you know, sir.
how you dress code,
Yes.
of reverence around the tabernacle and not entering, you know. Because there's a group of one outside, they don't enter, and they are disciplined.
True. Because that is the cultural discipline of the event. And you see with the candle, you know, brethren, burn candle.
So you say and up your hobby.
Yes, and don't know the symbol of the candle, especially the white candle, like how you read it in the Bible, so in a Revelation speak of the 7 candlestick,
Yeah.
the 7 burning candlestick. Seeing that mean of the 7 divine spirit of the Almighty.
See it.
To entertain those qualities within ourselves, that we could entertain the spirit of the presence of Jah,
Yes.
Rastafari.
Of course.
Yes, within our congregation. In obedience to the laws and principles, like how you read in the procedure there now, that take place upon the time of Ethiopian Orthodox Christmas, especially. It really administrates what we call divinely,
Yeah.
with a divine principle. So the heart is open unto the Almighty, and we give our heart as divine service to the Almighty.
Of course, in the true context of it.
Naturally.
Because if we say, I know if, since we say, the second advent,
Yes.
Haile Selassie and this revelation,
True.
coming out of the first advent.
Yes.
But we still have to remember the historical documents
Yeah.
from the first advent into the second and beyond.
Most naturally. Most naturally.
So we celebrate Haile Selassie coronation and birth. But it's same just as the Christ, you know.
Yes, 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 the Christ. Yes.
So why are we sieving out these things and leaving some and using some?
As I use the word ignorance, it was from ignorance. Enough. Some of us, the brethren, that is up front there, you understand, don't know the full.
But they refuse to know.
Yes,
Those that don't know.
and they refuse to administer. For even reading the procedure now in the congregation, you will hear holy political bickering, you know, and man murmur around there.
Grumble.
Yes. Because of ignorance, for that is one of the greatest things amongst us, and I know, that all are in captivity. For even take for instance, in the days of Moses, jealousy is a great thing too. Terrible division. Take even in the days of Moses. You saw one did one-on-one of one fight against Moses. See? Remember Hiram and Dathan?
Yes.
How they fight against Moses and say if Moses believe his uncle, him alone the Almighty can speak unto. So Moses said, well, if you say that, get your incense, put it in the censer, and go up now upon the mountain and talk to the Almighty. And Moses go up on the mountain, that is a part of Mount Sinai. And when they were said they're talking to the Almighty now, burning the incense in the censer, it was lightning and thunder, and bust the earth and swallowed Dathan and Hiram and their horse. And still the children of Israel were blaming Moses that they carried the elder, that Moses carried the elder, go up on Mount Sinai and that God killed them. But it's because of their unrighteousness and their heart stubborn and don't believe the original administration of the Almighty for taking the time of Aaron the high priest. It was Levi.
Yes.
And the how he taught. Moses taught him to.
True.
And the Almighty taught him. Oh, him must administer as a priest.
Of course.
And remember, it is written that he is not a priest after the order of Aaron,
Melchizedek.
but is a priest after the order of Melchizedek.
But he had an instructor.
Naturally.
You just preach just so. You have
No,
guide.
you have a guidance to guide us on the way in the priest. And that is not an administration.
Melchizedek order. Which now being claimed to adhere to is not a play order.
No, that's serious order. It's a serious order.
So if we're just giving lip service to Melchizedek order, we have a clue what it's all about.
Not everyone have that clue of the full conscious divine nature of Melchizedek. You don't just use the word Melchizedek and say he's without mother and without father.
Does it sound good?
Yet now, and we speak of him not the beginning of days and ending of time, but he will just be the high priest of Salem.
So what did Melchizedek do as a high priest?
Well, according to God, he's a good Christian that you ask me, and I said a good Christian Rasta. I will touch this knowledgeable lecturing. When Abraham was coming from the slaughter of the kings,
Yes.
remember the prophet said meet Melchizedek,
True.
and him pay a tenth of him earning
To him.
and to Melchizedek.
As a tribute.
Yes. The prophecy said, consider how great was this man. Melchizedek is, who Abraham would pay a tenth of his earning unto him. Still, within the Aquarian, it said that the Almighty tell Abraham to bring a bottle of wine, a barber razor, and a barber scissors and a loaf of bread and going to the mountain.
Yes.
And he will see a man there called Melchizedek. And he will tell him what to do.
Okay.
And when Abraham trod in the hills and see this man Melchizedek, he feel that Melchizedek is so great that he run and bow down at his feet.
Oh.
And Melchizedek hold him by his hand and said, get up and stand up on thy foot. I am man like any other man.
Seeing.
The Lord told me that I should meet you here today.
Okay.
And him take the ointment, the buckle of ointment, the loaf of bread, and the barber scissors, and barber razor, and trim Abraham's head, for Abraham was coming from the slaughter of the king.
Covered in blood.
So him covered in blood.
Garments dipped in blood.
Yes. So he want to purify now.
Okay.
Him lock the file then.
Mm-hmm.
Through blood.
Physical defile.
Yes, physical defile. So
Or your lock is consecrated.
yes, that's consecrated, you defile the consecration
Mm-hmm.
then. So him trim him and anoint him, and you know the bread is used, like how it said it's used in the church here now.
Yes, yes.
See, as what they would call it out here now as well, bread and the wine.
Yeah, man. The sacrament.
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 That's why I said, amongst ourselves, when I speak that herb is our sacrament, we should know what we are saying. See, if I not to smoke the herb is sacrament, and I say to my brethren that what we should do to fulfill the sacramentalness
Yes.
of the administration of sacrament, the meaning of sacrament, is to make some herb wine.
Okay.
Not just strong that way to,
To
touch,
raise,
to
yes.
raise your head. See? And at that time, when we went to take sacrament, we use a little tip.
Okay.
But not only priest.
Mm-hmm.
That is his authority. Put a little tip.
Mm-hmm.
But not just smoke herb. Smoke herb is no sacrament. I will speak that anywhere I go, Rasta.
But the
But we know what
incense
is
is a
sacrament.
burning flock. It's unquenchable.
Yes, as the smoking flock, I will not quench. Yes.
And smoke out of his nostrils and fire out of his mouth.
Yes. And then, brethren who desire to burn, what we always do in ancient time when we rise, we never go in the tabernacle and burn. You
You
know.
burn outside.
Brethren of a little shed, especially the brethren who burn the chalice. And we always get the chalice now. We sit around in the little tent, different from in the tabernacle. And when I want go and light the chalice now, it's psalms.
Bless it. It's
We bless it and praise it and pass it and give me.
Can you remember one of the Psalms
Yes.
that chanted Bongo Isaac?
Then you well, that's it.
Remember one of the Psalms?
Well, you know, this one of the psalms said, oh yeah, I said, I was glad when they said unto I, come, let us go into the house of the Lord. Our foot shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together. Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, unto the testimony of his word, to give thanks and praise unto the name of the Almighty Jah, Rastafari. For he hath set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of King David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love Jah. Peace be within thy gates and prosperity within thy palace. For my brethren and my companions' sake, I will now say peace be within thee.
Sure.
Because of the house of the Lord God, Jah, Rastafari, I will now seek thy good. Igyan Sila.
And then you light the cup.
And light the
And
cup
pass it.
and pass it around.
You see that happening now?
No. Not happening. Man,
Man will put tobacco in the herb.
no, I tell herb in those days. We not pollute it then with tobacco. For no fire and all, they say tobacco make you feel heavy.
You figure some man smoke wrong herb, that's why them brain can't work.
And when you say wrong herb,
Like putting things like what never
yes,
normally put.
intermixed. That one is
So you have a different meditation
yes,
in brain flow
yes,
different.
yes. Then you burn the ital herb. Even in the one that smoke, you know, for you know some I stop and smoke.
See.
I will chew my little piece of I go I got it through you know.
See.
You know? To clear up your mind. See Rasta? Alright. But when we burn your Rasta, we serious. a man can't take the cup, and when he take the cup in his go and dry. So you have to give thanks, you have to bless it.
See.
And every virgin, if 12 of us sitting up here like the 12 apostles then, in the ancient time, everyone that hold the cup, bless the cup. Not only the cup, but you bless the Almighty.
Yes.
Rastafari.
Yes.
From our free heart and mind and soul.
So the whole thing break down.
Yes, it break down greatly. I've seen it.
And you come back to the priesthood who should guide the congregation. Because are you born today? He don't know what to do.
No.
He don't see no example set.
No.
So he just do and feed.
So that for sure to you know, Rasta. That's why many things of many unrighteousness perform in the congregation. Take even adultery. Those things should speak upon. That is the authority or the responsibility of the priest.
To speak.
To speak against those things. And you know in the congregation there is many things go along that way. Adultery. You know say, when Virgin did go to Shashamami first, in that first advent there, it was most common Rastas.
See.
But there were Rastas also.
See.
And when they go there, you know say bloodshed.
Okay.
One taking away and next one impressed.
But that's not Christian, that's not out. But therefore, Bongo Isaac, we have some serious questions to ask, right?
Yes.
How can a Rasta reconcile his livity and the concept of the Christ? You ever read it again? How can a Rasta reconcile his livity and the concept of Christ?
When I and the Rastafari and brethren walk within the teachment of Christ, even from Matthew 5th, the sermon upon the mount.
Okay.
And I would love you to read a part of it, you know, to fulfill Matthew 5th.
Get the Bible.
Yes. For we are always biblically coming through.
Of course.
But we are to reach now. Man can burn Bible and one heap of things.
Let me find it fast.
Yes, Matthew 5th.
And seeing the multitudes,
Yes.
he went up into the mountain.
I pray, my Lord. You could have sit down still, you know. Get the seat, the man. Just brush off and sit. You bend down and you feel of you. You can go back on up things that over there. Alright, give thanks, my brethren.
And seeing the multitude, he went up into the mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Rastafari. See? So, what do you say now, Bongo Isaac? How can Rasta reconcile the livity, Rastafari livity,
Yes.
of item, of smoking, of chanting, of ritual, you know? We develop that livity over time, because Rastafari is anti-colonial. Rastafari is against the oppressors through slavery. And Rastafari say God is man,
Yes.
living man, not no ghost and no duppy and how some people say. And Haile Selassie is God man. But when you speak of the Christ, different vibes, different things going around it. But still you say, Haile Selassie is a returned Messiah. For some.
Yes.
But others will say, born God, Jesus and Christ. Not true?
Yes.
So, as an ancient one, how do you think, how we should move forward within all these doctrines and thoughts and vibrations around it? Knowing that we now have that shepherd which is within the priesthood.
Yes. True. Alright. You see, the congregation need to edify. Very much, greatly too. And to know that our schoolmaster is the Bible,
Yes.
the prophecy, to teach us from the days of the origin, like what we call from BC, the way how the Almighty speak unto the prophet and send them. And when the prophet become disobedient, which is what happened to them.
Yes, judgment.
Yes, judgment take him. And the obedience of the prophet take Daniel in the lion den. Take Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego in the furnace of fire. The Almighty was there.
See.
History shows that it was the angel of the Lord descend within the oven and beat out, smite out the heat. That meaning command the heat to leave out of the fire and let the fire blazing. So the fire that was blazing, you know, it was a dead fire. Because what? The heat is not there to devour one.
True.
For it's the heat that in the fire destroy. You get out to destroy one. So we see all those examples. So I and I, the Rastafari brethren, should follow those examples.
Do you think that no Rasta says there was any miracle happening like the miracle of Daniel in the lion den?
No.
So you have no faith anymore?
Yeah, our faith, you know, not for when our faith become weaker.
Why?
Because we shift out. We shift from the originality of the resurrection when I and I as Rastaman did rise. In those days, even when I rise in 1953, we rise with a fiery spirit. We as brethren, as you know, Bongo Flacco, we always out of parade with Bongo Brown, Brother Brown, Harbour Brown, read the Bible, sang this out of the songbook too. For Rastaman now saying, bun songbook for a song can't move it.
So you have no knowledge?
So the knowledge
is gone.
Gone. And we don't have no one actually to say, no, you cannot burn it so. For in every nation, they have a culturality.
Exactly.
Of the divine wisdom and propheticness of the Creator. For at the time, when King George sent in Greek, then or in the Middle East, to even write the 66 book. He was sent his bishop. We're not common people then. I don't see that the bishop.
No man, no, educated people.
Well, educated and intelligent people.
People have books and
yes. And history said him go Greek. And him translate from the Greek Bible. And him go Egypt.
Yes.
And him translate from the Egyptian version from Arabic to English.
And his mother say, we in Ethiopia have one of the
oldest version of the Bible. And him go Abyssinia, we call Ethiopia now, and him translate from the Abyssinic version.
It's one and the same.
Naturally. So,
whatever language.
Naturally. You understand? So we should observe those things like how we always observe the first time Rasta when we just rise and walk in those divine footsteps.
Well, Bongo Isaac, do you think Rastafari in Jamaica are more comfortable now? Dreadlocks is commercial. Everybody can have locks. You can get work. You can drive big car. You don't have to live in the bush no more. So man figure say rich.
Yes. and I see behavior in a that farm you want to see. You see ungodliness push up his ugly face. Not ones that even as a dreadlock bridge know that you see when you start angle money as the eye know bongo flack up. He try to isolate himself. He no busy with those principle and discipline.
So him turn him back.
He turn him back against the preceptical divine laws of the Almighty. And they do one thing for it actually manifesting in the house of Nyabingi now. For we have seen nakedness in the house of Nyabingi.
So therefore, Bongo Isaac is just to know more of the teaching of the Christ.
Yes.
And to live it.
And to live it.
And not to pretend like you know it.
No. We must humble ourselves to learn.
Okay.
For we cannot stop from learn.
See? Okay, so we could add that. So then another question. How would they see I and I with Ethiopian Orthodox Church? How would Rastafari view Ethiopian Orthodox Church as a collective?
Well, you know, Rasta, I, Bongo Isaac, will tell you how I view it.
See, give thanks.
Alright. You know, when we rise in the time of 1952 here, as Comed Rasta, let's call it Coptic.
Okay.
That time, we did unwise to the nationalization of the Coptic to Orthodox.
Okay.
For to our learned knowledge is when His Majesty came from exile and come to Ethiopia and nationalize
the
Coptic to Orthodox. That Ethiopia
may have
church.
Patriarch.
Yes, independent church and patriarchs.
Of course.
And the first patriarchs was Basila Abuna. And the Archbishop were Theophilus.
Theophilus, of course.
The Archbishop.
See.
Is Theophilus after the patriarch passed away, is Theophilus become patriarch? Yes. Is him who came here after His Majesty trod
and set the church,
and reasoned with the clergy.
And then after Montego came.
Yes. So Montego came now after that.
The officer of the church.
Yes, and when as the priest of the church. And when Montego came, we have seen, I never seen none of the Ethiopian, what you call American teacher.
Okay.
What I learned of them was in Kingston.
But Dr. Dean is a student of them, because Dr. Dean speaks fluent about it.
Yes,
to an extent.
Yes, and you know who did learn Dr. Dean that America let him speak there with Brother Zion.
Okay, good.
When Brother Zion went down and bring there.
Very good.
But you know, enough one never loved the church.
Why?
Good Christian. Enough one said, well, I know a brethren him said, the priest when said, we must cut, trim the and keep here.
Oh. It would be as an offense.
Yeah, I said, beloved one, yes, the priest that you accused that said that is not him, did say that, you know.
Okay.
I learned that it was one bishop and come at Glendevan there. When said, who tell you the Rastafari brethren to worship His Majesty as God?
Okay.
And His Majesty come to His church.
Okay.
See, and I tell the brethren, say, beloved, I would after I speak on, I would give him honor. My goodly bishop, I pray thee. The church don't belong unto you.
Okay.
The Orthodox church is people church.
Okay.
Especially Ethiopian people and other people. So that's why the priest, Mandefro, did say His Majesty send the church here for the people of Jamaica.
Okay.
But especially you, the Rastafari community. That means to teach us our culturality. Oh, if we administrate within the church and to accept the church.
Therefore, Bongo Isaac, if we were in the church, we would know more of the Ethiopian New Year when it's being celebrated.
Most naturally.
I wouldn't take things on our own like what we're doing.
No. And we would be more positive towards the culture of Ethiopia. Natural Rasta. I see that.
Yes. Alright, another question. Why Rastaman that live constantly at the presence of His Imperial Majesty, should celebrate the Ethiopian Christmas. Can we repeat?
Yeah, go back.
Whereas the man that live constantly at the presence of His Imperial Majesty should celebrate the Ethiopian Christmas.
Yes, because His Majesty himself celebrated
Okay.
Ethiopian Christmas.
And being divine.
Yes.
Himself showed the example
Naturally.
of celebration.
Yes. So the Orthodox Ethiopian Christmas is a part of our life. And it is a part of our culture. That we should celebrate it then. That symbolize Christ's return in His divine and kingly character as His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie. For Haile Selassie, celebrate it.
So on that note, Bongo Isaac, could you give a blessing to all those who will celebrate Ethiopian Christmas on the 7th of January?
Yes.
And encourage ones, say words of encouragement so they can feel strong.
Yes.
They could do that.
Yes, well, give thanks and
Rastafari.
praises unto Almighty Jah, Rastafari. Father, I ask you to visit the heart of I and I brethren. To accept the gift that you have given unto us here, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, to guide our spirit towards the originality of Ethiopian culture. And I remember, Almighty Jah, Rastafari, when you was coming here, 1966, you visualize yourself unto I, and show that you're riding up on the north coast, up on a Majak, which we would call a Manjak, going up in the east, in full suit of white. At that time, Jah, Rastafari, I did find myself standing at an old Moravian church at Irving Hill, the school that I attend in my youthful days. And I saw you going up, and you go within the cloud the first time, up on the jack, and come out from that thick cloud. And you go the second time, O Jah, Rastafari, through that cloud, and come out. And the third time, you go and you disappear. We don't see you. And when I was coming down the hill, I see a man was fighting against my father. And I thumped him out and he's dead. And I know who was that man.
See.
Alright, it was an ungodly man that were fighting against I. So I look up, and the old Moravian church symbolized the Orthodox church that His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie bring here to I and I. So I ask you, Almighty God, Jah Rastafari, to bless our heart as one, and visit the mind of my brethren, that we might acknowledge reality and accept the church and His baptismal spirit. For you speak these words, that every man must be baptized with water, symbolize the cleansing of the soul. And John did say that I, John, baptized with water, but one will come after I which not baptized with water, but with fire and the Holy Spirit. What is that significance of the fire and the Holy Spirit? For no brethren say fire baptism meant him defending. Sure. But I say the fire is the fiery spirit that rises within I and I when we accept the faith. And when we baptize, then you reveal the consciousness of your mind prophetically and give us more power to tread creation and declare of your righteousness. For when John did refuse to baptize the Christ 2,000 years ago, and the Christ said unto him, John, do it unto me to fulfill all prophecy between I and you, for the people waiting for the word. So when Christ is baptized, I doesn't get the power now. to go out and declare of him Father kingdom unto the nation and do miraculous work. So we need baptism of a power in it, that we must enleach the full knowledge unto the people and declare of the decree of Emperor Haile Selassie unto the people as Christ returned in his kingly and divine character and walk in the fear of his imperial majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie. Bless our heart and sanctify our spirit, and cause your face divine to shine upon our face, and grant us peace and happiness in our life, from the rising of the sun unto the setting thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of your beauty you outshine. For you Almighty Jah, Rastafari, you come and you will not keep silent. A fire shall burn before you, and it shall be tempestuous round and about you. You shall call from the heavens above, and from the earth beneath. Gather my saints unto I, these that are made a covenant with I by sacrifice, and the heaven shall declare your righteousness, for you are judge yourself. So let these words of our mouth, and the meditations of our heart, be acceptable in thy sight, O Jah, Rastafari. You art our strength and our Redeemer, who liveth and reigneth forever and ever. Jah world without end, Higian, Sila. Jah, Rastafari. Be with I, Most High God and King of the world. Yes, my brother.
I give thanks, Bongo Isaac.
Thanksgiving
Just
and
good
praises, man.
to be here.
Yes, sir.
Rastafari.
Oh, Jah, Peter will say, Lord, it is good for us to be here. Let me treat tabernacle.
Now we have it.
Yes! You know Israel, Jah, which means the stronger of Israel. Brethren, I've been done last night and I did cup on the vision and I looked the interpretation of the vision. And I said, when the item come, and I observe if a three brethren they will come. But I see now I include in a head.
See.
So I become the tree.
Yes, and seal it.
So that is now the triune,
See.
the Trinity. A vision tree, nice breadfruit, you know. At one nice little clump of bush, put under the shade, well full, ready for roast. But the stem them come out of it and put there. So I went to look and said, what that mean when I rise out of the vision? I said, three brethren don't come here now. With the eye them, that they don't care next.
Oh yeah, can more company.
But it was the three of us.
See.
That is, you know. So that means we are well full in the Almighty.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable.
See.
We can't make no Rastaman deceive us and bring with a diverse sort of doctrine. For it is here, you know, my brethren, speaking to the I man personally. See, it is here diverse sort of doctrine amongst you and I. And you will hear it. And I believe you hear some of them. You understand?
Yes, I.
And don't let it weaken your heart. For Haile Selassie to our divine nature that revealed within I and I is Christ's return in his kingly and divine character. May his spirit bless us continually and empower our heart to walk in truth and in righteousness, in uprightness, and to declare his wondrous works amongst the world, both secular and spiritually. Give thanks and praise.
Sila.
Rastafari.
Rastafari.